Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, Sustenance for the Soul, taking time for yourself. That's something I used to be really bad at, and that's how I ended up probably having my heart episode. I was told I need to slow down, and I had post-traumatic stress anyway, so I was stressing myself out trying to do everything for everyone else. So that's not good. My life got much better when I stopped doing that. Modern life compels us to rush because we feel pressured to make the most of our time each day. The activities that sustain us, rejuvenate us, and help us evolve are often the first to be sacrificed when we're in a hurry or faced with a new obligation, and that's true. I gave up a lot of stuff when I was divorced, feeling like I had to provide for my children and, our household. And so the jobs I was working was not doing it. So then I was running my own businesses, ministry, and I started a charity, which unfortunately we didn't get enough support to where any of us ever got paid for anything. But, it was still a good thing. But, doing arts and crafts and, just trying to bring that money in. So, yeah, the first thing that you sacrifice is stuff you like to do, like sit down and read a book, or listen to some music. That goes out the window, and that's sad because those things heal us and help us and, are good for our soul. It is important we remember that there is more to life than achieving success. Yes. Making money, believe it or not, and even caring for others. And that's something as women we do, as mothers we do. We put others first. We feel like we need to meet our obligations to them, and we come in, in the rear. We lead up the rear. Your spiritual needs should occupy an important spot on your list of priorities. And I started figuring that out in my probably late 30s, early 40s, that, I was not, connected anymore. And that was kind of sad when I realized that, because I realized, what the Lord had saved me from and everything. And, that's an important part of you. And if you look at all the scientific research on it, people who are connected to their higher power are happier, healthier, and live more fulfilling lives. So it's worth checking out. Each task you undertake and each relationship you nurture draws from the wellspring of your spiritual vitality. And that's why they say, fill your cup first, and then you can help others from the overflow. And, I learned that the hard way because I was just pouring out. I had nothing for myself. And so, I ended up down for the count for a while. Taking the time to engage in spiritual, fulfilling activities readies you to face another day. Making time for the activities that contribute to your spiritual growth has little to do with being selfish and everything to do with your well-being. And a lot of people think that as if you set up boundaries, especially people who are narcissistic sociopaths, if you set up boundaries, you're being selfish, And it's like, no, I only have so many hours in my day. I want to devote them to the things that nurture me and, help me. Especially if someone could do a thing that they're asking you to do, they just don't want to, and those people are users. That's a sad fact. So we need to be there for ourselves as well. And women and mothers, we have a hard time with that, but it's something that you need to learn, and trust me, it will enrich your life. That everything you do affects you. And if you're not in a good place yourself, you can't help anyone else. And I learned that, myself too. It's like I'm frazzled and I'm trying to tell this person this. It's like, you know what? I need to take a step back and get my priorities in order before I start telling you about yours. Making time for the activities that contribute to our spiritual growth has little to do with being selfish, everything to do with your well-being. Regularly taking the time to focus on your soul's needs ensures that you are able to nurture yourself, spend time with your thoughts, experience tranquility, and expand your spiritual boundaries. And yes, your soul has needs. Your soul needs to be connected, to God. It needs to be, in touch. Otherwise, you're just down here on this earthly plane, living an earthly life. And one day you wake up and you're like, what the heck am I doing? Because you lost touch with what are you doing? And you forgot what nurtured your soul, what made you feel good, what you wanted to do with your life. And with my coaching clients, I used to say, let's go back. Let's go back to when you're a little kid. What did you want to do? What did you want to be? Before the world started messing you up. You knew who you were. It is easy to avoid using our free moments for spiritual enrichment. And, that's why I say you need to take time every day to pray in the morning, read your Bible. You need that time. You need that time to connect. So the rest of your day, that's there. If you're just living a fleshly life and that's not there, it's going to be a sad life. I'm going to tell you that. There is always something seemingly more pressing that needs to be done. And of course there is, and especially again, women and mothers, the hubby might decide, he needs to see more dishes done or laundry done, or why haven't you done this? It's like, no. What I want to do is important too. When I started my businesses, I realized that you can't have a spotless house that you can eat off the floor, like our foremothers did. If you're working and trying to, have, as people call it nowadays, a side hustle, to make some money. That's not realistic. You might be able to get a half hour, an hour, possibly two, depending on how your schedule is and how many kids you got. Yeah. But you're not going to have 8 hours a day to clean your house if you're outside of your house working and doing other things. So, you have to realize that and say, okay, I'm set aside 7 to 8, 7:30 to 8, whatever you got. And that's that time you do that. And then you have to be okay with the fact you didn't get everything done. Tomorrow, it'll still be there. You need to work on it tomorrow. I know our foremothers are going, oh, up there, but it's okay. It really is. That dust ball will be okay. Many people feel guilty when they use their free time to engage in pursuits where they're focusing on themselves because they feel as if they are neglecting their family or their work. And that's, a common complaint I would hear from coaching class. They feel like if they take time for themselves, they're neglecting their family. But if you don't take time for yourself, then you're actually hurting your family because you're going to become burnt out and frazzled. And then you've got nothing to give them but burnt out and frazzled, which means you're going to be snappy and unhappy. So that's not going to work out so well. But if you come meet your needs, then you can help to meet their needs. And also said help to meet their needs. Everybody really needs to meet their own needs. So to make time for yourself, it may be necessary to say no to people's requests or refuse to take on extra responsibilities. And I've done that and had people just be aghast that I said no or refused to do a thing for them. When I say I don't have time to do that. I got to do this, that, and the other thing, and I can't do it. Find somebody else. And I even had one woman. I'm not going to say the setting because she might get wind of this, but she was like, oh, I thought you were one of our good, people. I thought you were someone we could count on to take care of this for us. It's like, well, you know what? I can't. Got all this other stuff going on. I know my limitations. And I have in the past bit off more than I could chew, so I know where my line is. I know where my limitations are. Unfortunately, that's why I had to retire. I can't even work outside because I know I only got about an hour or two a day where I'm any good, you know. And so you got to know where your boundaries are, where your limitations are, and enforce those, you know. And it's okay to say no. Schedule 15 or 30 minutes of time each day for your spiritual needs, and that can make you feel tranquil, give you more energy, and allows you to feel more in touch with the universe. And when you feel good, you're going to spread that out. You know, if you're coming to people who are all tired and cranky, that's what they're going to get. But if you're coming from a place where you're happy and, you know, you feel and joy, that's what they get, and they're going to respond to that much better. You know, you're going to make their day much better than the other way. Writing in a journal, which I definitely recommend. Meditating, which I do. Studying the words of wise women and men, which I do. We're kind of doing that right now. And engaging in other spiritual practices can help you make the most of this time. And you know what makes you, you know, feel connected and what makes you feel good. And, you know, I have friends that to start their day, they have to spend 15 minutes listening to the radio to the music they like, you know. And another one likes to take a nap at lunch. So, you know, do it for yourself. Making time to nurture your spirit may require that you sacrifice other, less vital activities. The more time you commit to soul-nurturing activities, the happier and more relaxed you will become. And I've known that to be true. The time you devote to enriching your spirit will rejuvenate you and help you create a more restful life. And you have to give up that idea of perfection. Like Jesus said, no, none of us are perfect. We're not going to be. But you can perfect yourself. And taking good care of your spiritual health is one way of doing that. So think about it. Until next time.